Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know me, my name is Faye, and today we have the first vlog of this channel, which I think is so exciting. And kind of the theme or topic of this vlog is basically just how much do I realistically read in a week as a librarian. Also, I am so sorry if the lighting in this video or like in this part of the video is bad. I am filming this during midnight, so there's no natural light to be seen. I only have my ring light. I started editing this video and realized that I did not have enough clips to just make it a vlog by itself. It needed some sort of intro first of all, and then also just like a little bit kind of a framework for the vlog. So that's why we're filming this at midnight. Without any further ado, let's jump into how much I read during this 1 week. Monday was definitely my best reading day of the week. I had some quiet tasks to do at work, like I was organizing our CDs and stuff like that. So I was able to put on my headphones and listen to an audiobook. During the whole week, whenever I was listening to an audiobook, I was listening to On the Same Page by Haley Cass. I'm pretty sure is the author. And then it was also really quiet day overall, like customer wise, and whenever it's quiet at work, when I am working at the customer service desk, I just always read a book. Don't see any wrong with it, since I can always just close the book and tend to the customers if they come in. But yeah, I was reading 2 different books during this day. I had 2 customer service shifts, so I was working at the customer service desk for 1 hour and 20 minutes first, during which I read the whole Tea Dragon Tapestry graphic novel, and then I had lunch break and then another customer service desk shift, which was another 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I was reading Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez during that. Though I gotta say that during my second customer service shift, there was a lot more action, so I didn't get to read that much of Part of Your World. Then I also listened to my audiobook on my way home from work. I always listen to my audiobook during commute. And then since Monday was also the last day of March, I was kind of scrambling to finish my March TBR. And when I got home from work, I also read How I Met My Soulmate Volume 1. I read the whole thing during that same day. In total, I need to cheat this, so I have my phone but right here. In total for Monday, I read 135 pages of Tea Dragon Tapestry, which was the whole graphic novel. I listened to 3 hours of On the Same Page audiobook. I read 18 pages of Part of Your World. Like I said, I didn't have that much time to read during that customer service shift. And then 216 pages of How I Met My Soulmate, which was the whole manga. Tuesday was a lot more busy, honestly. Just somehow Tuesdays at my library and my previous library have always been really busy days. I don't know what it is about Tuesdays and like people coming to libraries. On Tuesday, I don't have clips for it, but I ended up listening about 1 hour of my audiobook when I was going to work and coming home from work, which I think was pretty good. And then I also did some reading for work as well. So I spent like 1 hour flipping through this kind of choose your own adventure kind of book for children, just to figure out if I would want to recommend that book to the kids who come to the library. So yeah, in the end, 1 hour of audiobook and then 1 hour of reading for work. Wednesday, I had a free day from work, but I did have kind of a hectic day because during the morning I got some blood tests done ouchie. And then I also had 2 university lectures. So in the end, I only ended up listening about 40 minutes of On the Same Page while I was doing my makeup and getting ready. And then during the evening after I came home, I also read 23 pages of Part of Your World. It was honestly super late when I got home, when I filmed these clips. I think it was like 11 to midnight, but my cat came to cuddle with me, and obviously I, like, at that point I couldn't just yeet him off me and stop reading. So I read like a 20-ish pages during the evening before going to bed because I had an early morning the next day. Thursday and Friday, I was freaking slacking when it came to filming, which is so upsetting because I actually read so much. Thursday was absolutely dead at work. Like, during the whole time I spent behind the customer service desk, I don't think I got a single customer. So I actually ended up reading 104 pages of Part of Your World during that shift at work. And then, like before, I was listening to the audiobook during my commute, and that totaled to be like 1 hour and 30 minutes of the audiobook for On the Same Page during Thursday. And then shame on me, because on Friday I did not film anything. Like, literally 0 clips. But it was because I was afraid that yet another clip of me just reading behind the customer service desk would be boring and repetitive, so I did not film that. But it was another very, very slow day, quiet day, and I actually managed to read 195 pages of Part of Your World during the workday, and that actually also finished that book. So I finished Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez during Friday at work. Friday was also my last day at work, so rest in pieces, my librarian era. Saturday I spent writing my thesis, so I got like basically 0 reading done during the whole day, but I did try to read a Finnish YA book called Asioita, joista en tiennyt pitäväni during Saturday, and it didn't go so well. There is a Technoblade quote on the first page. Interesting. Oh my god, okay. A rough translation of a line in this book. I know that Twitter is a damn X, actually, but I'm going to dead name the platform just as long as Elon Musk is going to do the same thing to his daughter. Asshole. Slay. I know that there's probably some sort of, character growth coming in, but the main character just said a super transphobic comment about our other main character, who's non-binary, basically saying that the non-binary character is non-binary just for attention. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I gave this book 50 pages, and I cannot. Hate the writing style. I already saw myself skimming in the first 50 pages. You know when 30 to 40-year-olds try to write text that feels relatable and relevant to teenagers with a bunch of just like awkward, slang and stuff? That's this book. Yeah, I gave this book 50 pages, and if I see myself skipping through in the first 50 pages, I just know that it's not for me. So, DNF for this one. Hopefully I will find something else that is a little bit more my style. And I know that a lot of people really love this book, but nope, I'm sorry. So yeah, technically I read 50 pages during Saturday, but those 50 pages ended with a book being DNF'd. So not so successful, but at least I tried, at least I read something. And then Sunday was an audiobook day. I have 2 friends coming over in under 2 hours. So it's time to clean my apartment, and I'll be listening to my audiobook of On the Same Page while I clean. I was so close to finishing On the Same Page that I was trying to squeeze in as much of that as I could in my day. In the end, I did not end up finishing the book on Sunday. I actually ended up finishing it the next day during Monday, but that's not part of this vlog. But I did end up listening like 2.5 hours while I was cleaning and editing and all that jazz. So yeah, that was my whole week of reading. I would say this is a pretty average week for me. Maybe a little bit above average with the graphic novels at the beginning of the week, but usually this is around the amount I read in a week. And in the end, my total for the week ended up being, and I'm cheating off of my phone again, 741 pages, though we do have to remember that like half of that is graphic novel pages. 8 hours and 40 minutes of audiobooks, 3 fully finished books, which I'm proud of. I really like that. I'm not mad at that. So yeah, I would say this was like an half reading vlog, half sit down video. But let me know what you guys thought. How much do you guys read in a week? And if you guys would want another reading vlog, maybe a little bit more vloggy with the same concept, let me know in the comments. I would love to film another one. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I post once a week, sometimes more, and I will see you guys in the next video. So, bye!